Just want to show you guys something here. This is my cordage that I had around the top of my tripod the other day after we did the bow drill. This is the one off of my bow. This is the last strand left of this elm cordage. I just want to show you how strong it still is. It was wet, it's been outside. There's one strand left. Check this out. You see this? I hope you can see this. Because this one strand's holding up this split. That's probably 15, 20 pounds. That's crazy. I mean, I never would have thought it. But I'm definitely going to reuse that in the trap building. And I'm going to start some of my, this time I didn't wet it, but I kept it moist. So I'm going to pull one piece at a time out of this. And this Mjawa bird, I'll show you how it starts to turn brown. It's supposed to. Apparently, if it doesn't turn brown, it turns white. It's not a good time to use it. So, I hate to split this thing. It's so pretty. But I am going to tie some, and I'm going to split this up and use the rest of this. I'm going to do the twist mode. I'm going to the third strand, which is, I didn't show you guys. See, this is 3 strands instead of 2. This is 3. So you wrap your 2 normal, and then you work your third one in, and I think that's what gives it the extra strength. But dude, you could strangle somebody with that. It's tough stuff. The only thing that broke it was right where the spindle was rubbing on it, which you can't expect that much, but I guarantee it will hold a bird. So I'm going to create some more, but this time, for this particular trap, what I want to do is, I want it tapered. I want it thin and small enough to go through my hole with a lot of tensile strength, like this one piece. This little 1/8" piece is what I want going through there. And then I'm going to add to it and add to it until it gets bigger and bigger at the other end, or it's going to be attached either to a rock or to a spring pole, whatever. So that's what's cool about this. When you build it yourself, you can build it small and then add to it more bulk to make more strength. And what that does, like a bullwhip, it creates velocity. The thicker down to the super thin, the thinner and smaller that is, and the more the taper, the bigger it is at the other end, the faster that trap's going to work. So I'm going to go ahead, I'll twist a few pieces. This is what hurts. This stuff is so pretty when it's a nice band like that. But I'm going to leave this, see how it's already tapered from small to large. I'm going to work this one in as my third rope when I'm done with the two strand, like we've been doing for all the other stuff. But I tell you what, this cordage has made me think about a lot of different things. I see it everywhere. I pull on things, I twist things. It's just kind of weird. I've made this stuff when I was a kid, and it never even sunk in. But to get this challenge, to get kind of vamped it back up again. So I do want a loop at the end that I want to be able to pass my big one through. So I'm going to be particularly careful about this first starting point. I want it tight, and I want to make sure there's no knot holes in it, because that's going to be the part of the noose that holds that bird up against the limb. So I'm going to be very particular about this very end. And like I say, I want this to be thin. I'm not going to add the bigger rope to it until after it gets out of there, and I'll show you how to do that later. But from the last videos, I don't think you need to see me sit here for 3 or 4 hours. It's funny because my fingers already know exactly where to go. So like I said, I'm going to double this back on itself and make a loop out of it. So I want it extra tight right here at the very start, and then I'll open it up a little and put my my loop through. So I'm going to fold all this up. I don't think you need to see much more. We've all seen how it's done. It just takes time, but I got a show on I kind of like. Prepared man, watching some old stuff, watch some old Talon stuff. And so I just sit here for a few hours and twiddle-dee, twiddle-dum. So I'll get back to you as soon as I got this finished. And if this piece doesn't seem like it's going to be right, I'll have all that twisted up by morning. So it was nasty out this afternoon. You'll see in probably some of my other videos. Lost a piece of the house. But you know what? I really enjoy this, and this is the final weekend. I'm going to miss it because, like I say, it's been something to look forward to, and winter gets pretty dreary around here, so it's fun to have something to take your mind off of it. And I can't stand bowling every week for 3 months, so this is something that fit right down my alley. But I'll show you what I'm doing, and then I'm going to cut this one short, and by the time you see me again, I'll have this all twisted up, and I'll keep that one bowstring from a couple days ago and fit it in. Maybe use that to hold my rock up, since it'll hold this stump. That'll be plenty of power. So anyway, that's what it looks like. I don't know how close I can get and how well it focuses, but there's my loop on the end. I'll open that up after a bit, and that's about as big as I want to go through that hole in the. But like I say, when you add that third one, that's where you really get the strength, I think. So happy twiddling, and you guys have a good night.